Game Day presented by America First Credit Union. My name is Erin Coscarelli. Alongside my guys, my former Raider fullback Marcel, Reece in the house, my shutdown corner Eric Allen setting the edge. Gents, it is good to be with you.
Yes.
As we break down Week 3 matchup against the Patriots, we didn't walk away with a win, but initial takeaways. Marcel, I will start with you.
You know what? This is a young football team, and we have a lot to learn. We're still in a spot that is okay for us. We're okay right now. We don't get too high. We don't get too low over any one game or one experience. We learn from the bad and build on the new. That's all you take from it.
A great chance to grow, right? Because when you lose, you have to figure out what's going wrong. So get in that film room, make sure you understand what happened. Self-review, very important this week to go on to next week.
Yeah, a lot to break down. Of course, a short week. They had to travel to the East Coast. Here is what is on tap for our show. Of course, we've got highlights and breakdown of the game, player and coaches' reaction, a behind-the-scenes look, by the way, with what is very cool at Allegiant Stadium, Legacy Bricks. And we've got to look at next week's opponent, so much more. But first, guys, you want to see how the first half highlights are checking out?
Let's get it.
All right, let's get this party started. Let's show you how things played out in the first half in New England. And it started strong for Maxx Crosby.
Absolutely. Not just Max, but that front four today got pressure and made sure Cam Newton was not comfortable early on in the game. And that was encouraging to see.
Good momentum, and certainly nice to have when Henry Ruggs is not available. A couple of guys able to pull things out of their hat. Hunter Renfrow, Nelson Aguilar, guys.
Yeah, really like what Nelson's doing. He's been in some big games in his career, and he came up big. We need to see more of this as those young guys are out.
You can tell early on this season, Nelson Aguilar is that veteran guy that you can look to make a play when you need it and come up big in the game.
Well, this was a big play, and we're showing you the replay because Josh Jacobs had the fumble, but it
not a fumble.
Wasn't a fumble.
And I'm not surprised they missed that.
He recovered it. We recovered that ball, and then we got Jonathan Abram come back and make up for it with a big interception, his first interception of his career.
There we
and
go.
You love to see the young guys celebrating in the first half of this game.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jonathan, for bailing out the refs. And there you go. You see the Daniel Carlson 29-yard field goal. As we take a look, it gets tied up shortly thereafter, taking Nick Folk 33-yard field goal, now 3-3.
Getting after him in that pocket, collapsing in the pocket, getting hands active. Great job against Cam in the passing
We've been looking for that front forward to get some momentum and start get pressure and make quarterbacks uncomfortable, and they started to do it early on in this game.
It seemed as though the Raiders had a tough time stopping this guy, Rex Burkhead, with, of course, the 11-yard touchdown score.
But look at Hunter Renfrow late in the first half, baby.
That's how you respond right there.
That's what I've been waiting for. Ever since this guy was a rookie last year and you're starting to evaluate him, and he had something. He had something to him. And it's plays like this that we've all been looking for the Raider Nation, and it's good to see him start to come on and DC start to find him.
Yeah, Dallas some great plays, and this one, absolutely phenomenal play here. John Gruden at his best.
Just great execution. DC, great fake. A good sell by Alec Ingold, the good young fullback, and then DC finds the big guy down in the end zone.
You had to give some fullbacks some love, didn't you?
Got to get a fullback some love.
Of course. It took both teams the final minute to score and see the end zone as you are taking a look at the first half stats. Gentlemen, what stands out to you when you take a look at the side-by-side of the Patriots and the Raiders?
Guys, to me, the first thing I look at is the turnovers.
Yep.
In the first 2 weeks of this season, the first thing we talk about is us taking care of the most important thing on that field, and that is the football. Today, we weren't able to do that, and you just don't give yourself an opportunity to win the game.
Yeah, both teams are power running football teams. And if you're a power running football team, what you want to do is control the clock. Raiders didn't get to control the clock, don't get many chances at getting points.
Right, in the first half, we're almost doubled time of possession. We're losing time of possession almost double, and that's a big thing when you're a running team because those games start to get shorter and shorter and shorter.
13-10 heading into the first half. How did the game close out? We have got second half highlights for you coming right back. Raiders Game Day, don't go anywhere.
Allegiant Air, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. By Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation. By Cox Business. proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Let's get you caught up with how this game ended against New England, the second half. Of course, you take a look at what Derek Carr was able to do in the first half. Let's roll the tape. Let's see how the game closed out. Of course, heading into this game, 13-10, the Raiders down by 3. The big catch by his big wide receiver, Bryan Edwards.
Yes, Bryan Edwards has been stepping up. You see just flashes every now and then. You see those flashes. Just want to just have that breakout
receiver.
game.
Yeah, big receiver.
Missed field goal, which is a huge missed opportunity. And Sony
tackling.
Michel, guys, with lots of room.
Just the second half, this is where it started to break down a little bit. This young defense starts to get a little tired. You start to lose your momentum, but guess what?
But not
There
Maxx.
you go.
Here's Mad
not
Maxx,
Maxx,
baby. No,
That's
Max.
right.
I love Maxx Crosby, man. Just the way that he plays
Energy
the game
level,
of
the
football.
tempo.
Just plays it
Yeah.
the right way.
That's right.
You like Maxx Crosby, you don't like this Burkhead touchdown run. He had 3 touchdowns on the day, 99 total yards. But how about Foster Moreau?
Huge catch from a guy that you start to, guess what?
Hold on.
I gotta stop.
Hold on.
Get a fullback some love, baby.
Oh, man. That is outstanding. Excellent job of avoiding the tackle.
Alex Ingold doing his thing. Carlson with the field goal. Cam Newton, though, he is just tough.
But this was his maybe only big time play. They really wrangled and bottled him up for most of the day.
Yeah, they did. And here we go. Hunter Renfrow again. I think this may be the game that kickstarts him throughout the rest of the season.
Yep.
Just to be there, that security blanket for Derek Carr, not just on 3rd and Renfrow, but the entire game. Just to help out guys. He can, listen, find 13.
That's right.
Renfrow, 9 targets, 6 catches, 84 yards, and a touch on the day as you are taking a look at the final score. Week 3, Raiders did not come away with a W, 36-20 against the Patriots. So the 2-1 Raiders, how does head coach John Gruden feel about his first L of the season? Take it away, coach.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about all that. I mean, there's no question we fumbled the ball in the red zone. We missed a field goal that we should make. We can't stop the run in the second half. There's some issues that add up to a loss. Proud of our team for fighting. We're missing a lot of key players. Lost some more today. I do like the effort, and looking forward to getting out of here and going back to Vegas. Congratulations to New England. Yeah, I mean, we got to get a good look at the medical report, see who's going to be able to play. But I like our team. We're a young team. It showed at times today. I wasn't perfect either. I made plenty of mistakes, but I do like the team. I like the way they hustle. I like the way they finish. We just got to play better in some key situations. I think we were 1 for 7. I think a lot of that had to do, they were 3rd and 8s. We got pressure on the quarterback, I believe. Credit New England. You get behind in the sticks. If you have a lot of 3rd downs against the Patriots, they've proven over the years they're pretty good. They got a lot of talented secondary people.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
2 for 5 in the red zone, 3 of 9 on 3rd down. Coach clearly not happy there. Marcel, what was your takeaway from Gruden?
I mean, John had some good points. One of the points is turnovers are bad, but where and when they happen is extremely important. And our turnovers happen at inopportune times. 1 in the red zone when you're going in to score, and 2 backed up that led to points. And those things are just really hard to make up for during the course of a game against a supremely coached team.
Yeah, and they just compound the problem. But when you talk about injuries, the National Football League, you have to deal with injuries. But when you have a young football team, injuries will make you very predictable, particularly at the receiver spot, because you can't not a lot of motion there that you see. We didn't see a lot of motion today. We didn't see a lot of movement today, so we're very predictable today.
You almost feel that John's almost a little limited in the guys that he has to put out there, just in his playbook, the things that he's been practicing.
Yeah, great points by both of you guys. Like you said, young defense, playing against a Bill Belichick coaching team, not easy. But there were some bright spots on the defense. We break it down when we come right back.
Will come on as this season unfolds.
Well, they have here at the start, 2nd straight tackle by Hurst. Here's the 3rd and 8. Pressure in a jam from behind. They get to Cam and get the sack. It's Crosby who gave him the first down when he jumped. He takes him off the field this time with only their 2nd sack of the young season.
Yeah, and I like Crosby. He does everything well. And right here,
All right, welcome back to Raider Game Day. EC, Marcel, EA back with you guys. Let's talk about the defense. Second-year DB Trayvon Mullen had some great moments in the secondary. EA, you know I got to ask you, what do you think of your guy?
I really like Trayvon. He does a great job at press coverage, bump and run. He's competitive, really gets after it, and those are the things I like in the corner. He has potential to be an impact player because he's just so physical at the line of scrimmage, and he's not guessing. He goes through, that 1, 2, 3. I'm in press corner here, gets his hands on the ball, gets up, celebrates a little bit. I love that energy right there. And again, he's continuing to play at a very high level. You see that? He's all over him, but not causing any personal fouls. He knows how to disrupt plays. He gets after the ball just all day long. And I'm telling you, this is not the first time he's been playing like this. The last couple games, he's been making plays. We just haven't heard him, and that's what you want from a cornerback. You don't want to hear his name if you're a cornerback.
When he talks about good DB play, his eyes just light
See, he
up.
got a little twinkle in his eye.
You do.
I love it.
You're absolutely right. Julian Edelman, who was a monster last week, was held to 2 catches, 23 yards.
Julian had 8 catches for 176 yards last week, so he was targeted, and a couple times Trayvon did his job.
Well, let's talk about the defensive line. They had a tough day at the office when it came to stopping the run. But what did you like and what you saw with Maxx Crosby, who had not 1 but 2 sacks on the day?
Well, the entire D-line, first of all, they started to get pressure on Cam Newton and with just the 4 of them. And that's what we've been waiting for, wanting to see. But here you see Maxx Crosby. Mad Max is what they call him. He plays with extreme energy. He has that character and that charisma that you want to see from a rush defensive player. Look at him. He just has a swagger. He wants to celebrate. And if we have to get more guys with him, he beats his guy and he finishes the play. Cam Newton is not an easy quarterback to take down. You can get to him, but he's not easy to take down. And Cam couldn't elude Max because Max finished the play. He got 2 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 QB hits on Cam Newton. That is a big deal. That's a big deal. We need to get more guys. They need to start galvanizing around Maxx Crosby.
Consistency.
Exactly.
Yes.
Consistent. You got to be consistent. You got to get a ton of guys to come around and play just like that with that energy. When you're talking about defensive football, you guys are fire burners. You're accelerants. Right. Offense, you have to start the fire. Defense, you just accelerate it. Everybody just run to the ball. See ball, get ball. And Max demonstrated that today. He never gave up. He kept fighting. Coach Gruden alluded to it earlier. A lot of these young guys just kept playing, kept fighting. And Max was one of those guys and made big plays throughout the game. And we need to get guys to start coming around him and feeding off that same energy.
Yeah, for sure. We left today with him having a big day with 2 sacks. We continue, Kay, to try and build that balance. So you get great pressure with the front. Makes it easier for the cover guys to cover their guys. And then sometimes you cover down and you get a cover sack. So this balance needs to continue to go in, then throw in those linebackers with a little more consistency, and hopefully they get healthy. And then this Raiders defense are going to be beginning to make some plays.
Because we saw it in that first quarter. You got Cleveland Farrell getting pressure on Cam Newton, having a quarterback hit. You got Arden Key batting the ball down. You see guys start. Maurice Hurst chasing guys down, having a TFL. So you see it early. You see those sparks coming from guys. We just have to have more consistency from, and that's what you have from a young defense. Those coaches are going to start getting these guys around and firing them up, and then you're going to start seeing more and more of that every single week. And I'm looking forward to it. We have to have it.
We have to.
I'm going to ask you guys a tough question. Maybe you don't have the answer, but is there a leader, just one, a leader on the defense, or because it's a young team, this is sort of a group of galvanized young players? Is there someone that stands out to you, or do you think it's just a group or a unit even?
It comes to, I see Jonathan Abrams stepping into that role. He's stepping into it. And you see guys like Max. He's going to step into that role. But right now, it's just going to be leader by committee. Everyone's going to start playing hard. You're going to see spurts from different guys each week.
Aaron, that's a great question. That's a great question because most of the attention always goes to the outside guys, whether it's the defensive end, getting numbers, or the cornerbacks covered down. But really, if you want to build a great defense, it starts in the middle. Those 2 tackles, defensive tackles, Hurst, and then the middle linebacker. Of course, Nick is banged up right now, but that's really where the defense starts, in the middle of the football field. We can talk all along about the sacks and the interceptions, but if you're not strong in the middle, you're going to really struggle.
I'll tell you this right now for a short story. For me playing in 10 years, My biggest accomplishment was being voted as a leader and captain for my team for 5 years. Out of all of the Pro Bowls, the all pros, it was being voted as a leader and a captain by my peers, by my teammates. And those are roles and titles that you earn as a football player when you're going to work with these guys. And I see some young guys, some promising young guys on this defense that are starting to step into those roles and are going to earn them really soon.
Yeah, guys, like you said, Jonathan Abram, Raekwon McMillan had to step in for Nick Kwiatkowski. Plenty more to talk about. We're going to break down the offense when we come right back.
This has been brought to you by America First, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Jim, you score here, you get the ball again. That's why you defer. That's what the Patriots used to do to everybody else.
All right, here we go, Tony. 15 seconds. Throw, Renfrow. He got it for the touchdown. Right between two New England defenders. There's a flag in the middle of the field at the 15-yard line.
All right, welcome back to the show. Erin, Marcel, Eric Allen with you. Down 2 receivers. Tough challenge heading to the East Coast on a short week. Banged up, okay? One guy, though, who definitely stepped up, second-year wideout, Hunter Renfrow. What did you think about his performance today, Marcel?
I love Hunter Renfrow from the day that we talked about drafting this guy. First of all, he's extremely unassuming. Looks like your accountant's son, but he is a straight dog on the field. He's one of those guys that just does everything, runs extremely precise routes. He has breakaway speed. He can catch the ball, be a possession receiver. And when you have stars out of the game, he's the guy that you can look to and say, you're my security blanket. You're going to have to make some big plays. And like you see here at the end of the first half, makes a huge play for us to set us up to score. Should have been a touchdown, but you know how the refs do the silver and black. Set us up to score and then get the ball back again in the second half. Hunter Renfrow is just one of those guys, a very smart football player, has a high football IQ, and just converts play after play after play. He's used to a ton of receptions. He's a volume guy, so we have to get him involved early and often, and DC has to look for him when he has a chance.
I love his versatility. That's what I love. And then you saw on the touchdown early, that play was designed and set up for him. So many times he's running across the field, catching those first downs, and all of a sudden he's running across the field and he turns up. So again, the play designed for him, so you know he has a package. It's just awesome to see him respond with big-time catches in pivotal moments of the game.
Not huge in stature, but look at his stat line. 6 receptions, 84 yards, a touchdown. But biggest thing is 14 yards a catch today. That is huge.
Yes.
That is huge because the yak is important for us. We're a running team. So when you have the opportunity to have an explosive play, he's a guy who can get it for you.
Against one of the better secondaries, not just this year, but traditionally.
The best secondary.
The Patriots have had the best secondary in all of football.
Well, you know, it's really interesting you mentioned security blanket, and he was DC's security blanket because for the majority of the game, Darren Waller was nowhere to be found. He couldn't be relied upon going through double coverage, and that's potentially why Hunter Renfrow saw what he saw today. He was more open than Darren Waller.
I'll never forget my first time going into New England for a game. It was probably week 5 or week 6, obviously a few years back. Bill comes up to me in pregame and says, "You're not going to have 1 reception today." I'm looking at him like there's no way. I've been averaging at least 5. And little did I know, by the end of the game, I had 1 reception. So you have to know when you're going against a Bill Belichick defense, he's going to take away your biggest threat. He's going to try and take away that superstar. So you go into the game understanding and knowing that. And as a player, one of those other guys, you have to say, I am going to put it on myself to be that guy to make a big play, make them change their game plan. And Hunter Renfrow did a great job of that.
He did, for sure. And again, I'm not sure if everybody understands the depth in which the Patriots organization goes to their player profile to like break you down situationally. What you do on 3rd down, what you do on 1st down, what you do when you're down. Those all things are in that basket for all those players to evaluate you and understand exactly what you're doing on every situation. So again, I understand today in Waller, he had probably 4 or 5 different guys covering him today with double teams in the middle of the football field. So again, it'd be very difficult against a Bill Belichick's football team to be successful if he's targeting you.
Hunter Renfrow, cool, calm, collected against that Pat secondary. Speaking of cool, coming up next, we are going to show you one of the coolest parts of Allegiant Stadium. Don't go anywhere. Raiders game day when we return.
By San Manuel Casino, official Southern California casino of Allegiant Stadium.
Welcome back to Raider Game Day. The Silver and Black head back home week 4 to their brand new Allegiant Stadium where no detail was left unturned. One of those details, an opportunity for fans to be etched in sports history, one brick at a time.
When you build something with bricks, you expect it to last, to be strong and durable. The same can be said about Raiders fans, whose legacy is built on rock-solid loyalty. So it's only appropriate that these diehards are immortalized, brick by brick, at their new stadium in Las Vegas.
I've been a Raiders fan my whole entire life.
I did not grow up as a Raider fan until I met my husband. I wanted to go experience my first Raider game in Oakland. It was one of the best highlights of my life.
The Raiders were part of Ed and Tina Acevedo's love story, and also a part of their Vegas wedding.
We went to a chapel, and I just, came up like, hey, let's get married in our Raider jerseys. What do you think?
And I thought, you know what, that's so awesome. We have just as much love for the Raider Nation that we do for each other.
Do you have any regrets at all about not wearing a wedding dress?
Absolutely not.
Almost a decade after Ed and Tina were married, the Raiders Foundation unveiled the Legacy Brick Program, which gives fans a chance to design and purchase a custom brick to be placed at Allegiant Stadium. The price tag? $850. But the Acevedos weren't going to miss out on this opportunity.
We own a beef jerky business, and I told her, we have a go-to. They have these bricks they're selling at the new stadium. And they're pricey, but you know what? We're going to reach that goal.
And we did it, and we cannot wait to go see it.
Raiders fandom can be a family affair. For Mike Galarza and his youngest daughter, Adriana, the 365 miles they drove one way from LA to Oakland had a life-changing impact.
I would leave at 10 in the evening, and I would stop maybe halfway and get a few hours sleep and still get there before the gates would open.
In the 2018 season, during that season, we didn't know that my dad was sick. I think Sundays were his happy days, his distraction of not feeling well.
At the end of the season, I got diagnosed with cancer.
It was a very emotional time. Come fall, we were still going to the games, even though at that point my dad was receiving treatment.
I want to say subconsciously, Adriana got that brick, knowing that maybe my future with them at Raider games is a little unknown.
It says "Just Win, Baby" for the Raider slogan, but it also says my sister's names.
My hope is that in the future, I'll be able to get in my car and drive to Vegas and hopefully have 1 or 2 of my girls with me when that happens.
Luciano Velez embodies the Raiders' motto, commitment to excellence. During the pandemic, he's delivered PPE to essential employees and meals to students in Santa Barbara, California.
Oh man, this is the hardest working Raider fan I know. How you doing, boy? Yeah.
He would be at work and he would come home and feel like, what if I've been exposed? And then I come home and I expose you. But then he realized and he knew that, his job is important for thousands of kids that depend on these lunches.
All right, Luciano, thank you.
No problem.
I'm so proud of him for the father and the husband that he is for our family.
Told you! What did I say? What does that mean?
Damn.
What does that mean?
That means that we have a brick at the Raider Stadium. I didn't really think like, oh, you know, we were gonna do it, and then to get that for Father's Day, it was an amazing feeling. Hopefully, we'll be able to be at the first home opener next year to be able to go see that brick.
For the third time in franchise history, the Silver and Black will begin again in a new city. But no matter the change, one thing remains the same for Raider Nation. Wherever they lay their helmets is home.
All funds raised through the Legacy Brick program will benefit the Raiders Foundation. You can learn more at raiders.com/bricks. I mean, how special is it to be a fan and be able to have your legacy etched in Allegiant Stadium? But you guys, all of the Raiders alumni, gifted a brick. So you guys are here forever. As a player, what does that mean to you?
Well, it's special, you know, but again, the organization is always ahead of the game, right? The nation is strong everywhere, as you saw in the episode, and I'm just proud because I was a Raider fan when I was small. Never would have thought be on a brick somewhere in the stadium, but I'm very honored.
It just cements us all forever, and it's extremely special because as you see the fans featured, when you're an alumni, I talked to a ton of older guys around the league from all different teams, and one of the things that they always say is they feel distant from either their teams or the NFL. And owner Mark Davis has a soft spot in his heart for all of the Raider players, all the Raider alumni, and for him to gift out a brick and cement everyone who's ever played in that black jersey and silver helmet a brick is special. I've had a lot of calls, I don't know about you, EA, from old teammates and guys who played before me and after me who feel extremely special and warmed by Mark Davis and the entire Raider organization.
It really is special to have you guys forever commemorated for your work with what you did for Silver and Black.
We might have to get EA a brick.
All right, plenty more Raiders game day. We're talking Derek Carr when we come back. Don't go anywhere. This week's Intermountain Healthcare Impact Team of the Week is the Cadence Cougars. The club, which started in 2019, consists of middle school students from several schools throughout the Clark County area. Off the field, the Cougars spend their time giving back to the community by participating in toy drives during the holiday season, with plans of making hospital visits in the near future. Congrats on being named the Intermountain Healthcare Impact Team of the Week. Speaking of impact, how about this car moving on up in the history books, second behind Mr. Stabler in terms of touchdowns. He had a couple of touchdowns. Derek Carr, though, had a tough challenge today, of course, entering the game without a couple of wide receivers, 3 starters on the offensive line, certainly going to get you a little shooken up. Darren Waller not available at his disposal. What did you see out of Carr today, Marcel?
I think he hung in there. You know, he hung in there, and DC is a veteran now. I played with him, and he was a young rookie. He's a veteran now. You see him stepping back and making big throws with guys in his face. He's not running from the challenge, and he's still finding guys, different guys that he's not necessarily used to throwing the ball to on a weekly basis.
Sure.
Right.
And you see that huge throw to Hunter Renfrow was big, and he was composed when the deck was stacked against him. EA.
You're going against Bill Belichick. So it's going to be some struggles and some tough times, but he was poised. The thing that jumps out at me is his accuracy, okay? In the pocket, he's surrounded, he makes an accurate throw, I would say 90% of the time. And that's something you cannot teach. You can't teach accuracy, so those things will continue to elevate him. He's at a great level right now. He's at a good level right now. We're just waiting for him to take that next step, to that ultimate level where this team is continually in the playoffs and Super Bowl challenger.
Had a couple of fumbles, but one thing I do see as we take a look at Derek Carr's numbers, 0 interceptions. And that is what you want to see, especially against, like you said, a very difficult Patriots secondary. So Derek Carr, I mean, look, he's got a tough task against a Buffalo's defense. When you look at what he was able to do on the field today, I'm going to ask you, what do you believe maybe he's taking away as a lesson from this week?
Yeah, I think pocket awareness is something that we can look at and say he needs to continue to build upon that, and that's just being in the situation. You're in crunch time, you're in a difficult situation with linemen around you. How do you handle the ball? You need to go through those processes in practice before you're able to get out of a game and have a check mark on him. So those kind of things, pocket awareness is something he needs to continue to check and be more consistent at. And he did get out the pocket today and run for a first down. So it's there. He just needs to be consistent at it.
I'm going to say this, EC. I won't challenge Derek physically because I've seen him make all the big throws. I've seen him, unleash the ball before. I'm going to challenge DC mentally. You have a young team around you. You are the veteran offensive player on this team. You are our quarterback, the franchise quarterback. You're in Las Vegas now. Can you make this team come around you? Can you demand excellence from the young guys around you in the right way to cause them to raise their gameplay? That is what I want to see DC do. Become that leader that everyone just comes around and elevates their game. Make them elevate their game to excellence. Demand excellence from your teammates, DC. I'm going to text it to them, too. I'm not just saying it on TV.
Right, yep.
Demand excellence from everyone around you and starts in practice every single day. And I think he's going to do it.
Because they're looking to him for that leadership role. I mean, everybody else primarily on the team is a young stud in terms of their wide receivers. Certainly, they're still learning who to look up to. And I mean, you have to like what you're seeing from Derek Carr in terms of like being able to adjust to the challenges. 11 different players he threw the ball to last week. Didn't have his normal core of guys that he's used to. And he's, on a short week, 3 offensive linemen missing, certainly able to step up to the task. And he's going to need to because he's got a tough task next week.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. And again, some positions you play and you're able just to kind of speak with your play and not with your words. Quarterback, no. You have to speak with your play, speak with your words, your emotions. Everything has to be pre-planned and practiced out for you to really lead a group of men like he's doing, and he continues to try and accomplish.
This is going to be a big step for the entire, a great test for the entire Raider team. This is a young team, and this is the first real adversity that they face on the football field. Obviously, it's 2020. We've all been through a ton of different stuff, but this is the first piece of adversity that this team has been through on the football field as a unit together. I want to see how this team comes together and makes progress. You played a good team. You have another tough stretch coming down against some more great teams, different quarterbacks. This defense is going to have to tackle. They're going to be forced to tackle. Who on this team is going to step up in that locker room, bring these guys around each other, and demand excellence in practice and in the game?
Because 100% John Gruden is going to demand that.
These coaches can only do so much.
Yeah, exactly. When you cross the lines.
Plenty more to break down here. Erin Coscarelli, Marcel, EA in the house. Raiders Game Day will be right back. Welcome back to Raiders Game Day. Time to get NFL scores from around the league presented by Sports Water. And some interesting scores happened already week 3 as you take a look behind me. Titans beat the Vikings. They are staying undefeated. How about what happened in Buffalo? We will break that down. But guys, OMG Chicago.
He's back. St. Nick is back. I'm waiting for my presence. Comes in, 3 touchdowns. Okay, everybody's talking about it. He's not a good player. He's been on 3 teams. St. Nick comes to play when he's needed.
Nick Foles he's just a gamer. He's one of those guys who you can tell he just prepares every single week like he's going to get his opportunity.
Yeah.
And this week, Mitchell Trubisky wasn't getting it done.
Struggling.
Nick Foles comes in and gets it done. And the Chicago Bears, where has this been for the last 2 seasons?
That's right.
They have all these weapons. They have a defense who was supposed to be ranked top in this league. And they have all these superstar players. And now they have a quarterback who is getting guys the ball, open guys the ball, and they're scoring touchdowns and explosive offense.
And not afraid to throw it in.
Not afraid of anything.
Yes.
You got a Super Bowl MVP at quarterback now that's been sitting in the wings, just waiting for his opportunity.
That's right.
And for the second straight week, the Falcons blow a double-digit lead. I'm just saying.
What are you going to say? What are you going to say, Erin?
Q might be a little bit hot on the hot seat. Just a
Hot
little
seat?
bit. Just a little bit. All right, on to the wild, wild West we go. Let's take a look and check in on our AFC West division, how things played out. And a couple of teams taking an L. Just not a good day for the AFC West, which is good, actually, for us. Of course, we don't know the Chiefs taking on the Ravens Monday Night Football. That is going to be a great matchup. We, of course, will get into that a little later in the show. But it is time now for a little time to discuss Derek Carr again, because what we saw out of DC, wasn't able to put up the big points, the back-to-back 34 points that we've seen in week 1, week 2. But what is one of the things that you particularly stood out to you with DC?
Just finding different guys. He, again, like I said last week, you can tell he's comfortable in John Gruden's offense now. He's taking accountability.
Yeah.
He's taking ownership. And he's being able to lead that offense by example. You can tell he's just doing his thing, making checks at the line, losing guys, and finding ton of different guys on the field. And you got to love that from DC.
And you got to love what you're about to hear from DC. He caught up with the media after the game. Roll the tape.
Situationally, the game was frustrating. I think they did obviously they won the turnover thing, and they won in the situations. Obviously on third down, all that good stuff. So it was frustrating, but at the same time, we come in at halftime. After that we went 2 minutes, we spread them out, we went down the field, and then we at halftime we felt good about it, and then coming out, obviously it got away from us.
Derek, a couple of the guys have talked about this. What about this specific team makes you confident next week you can put this aside and kind of face the adversity of this week by going on to next week?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're always confident. What did you expect, for New England to roll over after what, happened last week? They're going to come in here guns blazing. Coach said it all week. They're going to play their best game, and we better bring ours. And we didn't play our best game, and we still made it a game. We still ran the ball efficiently. We still threw it when we could, when we wanted to, where we wanted to. When they didn't, take certain things away. I mean, we love the plan, so there's a lot of confidence there. We just didn't end up with the win. Again, our plan was great. I thought, they had some plays, we had some plays, and it was close. It was a fight, man. They'd take some away, I'd have to throw it away or run or try and scramble. But then we'd get what we wanted and we'd hit it, And so the plan and all that kind of stuff was good. It's the turnovers, man. Like the first turnover, they make it look like man. They play zone. We get the exact. Coach called a perfect play. Josh made a perfect read. I went to throw it to him, and then I got hit, from the other side, which happens. And then the other turnover, Josh down in the red zone. Obviously, he doesn't fumble the ball a lot, man. He wants that one back. And then the fumble down when we were backed up. I went to step up. They played a zone. I went to step up and go through my read. Had a little pressure to my left. I tried to to my right, try to step up. And then as I was getting hit, man, I just tried to get the ball out of the end zone, so we didn't have a safety, but then end up fumbling because the second guy hit it out. So I sit there and I say, they won the game and, they took it over in the second half, but I feel confident in what we came in with. There was never a moment where I was like, man, they just have our number. Man, they just got us. Like they got us on a couple, but we threw it and ran it very efficiently and how we wanted to, and especially with the shots we were able to hit.
Okay, here is what I love from DC. Yes, they didn't get the win, but he is always taking accountability, and he talks about his confidence level. What did you guys take away from what Derek Carr said after the game?
That when they did their preparation, he didn't have any doubt in his mind that they could be successful in this game plan. And obviously, you want to hear that and see that from your quarterback, and he displayed it. They hit some big shots. They had some big plays. We just didn't have the consistency throughout the course of the game, and also staying on track, staying ahead of the sticks. Yeah. It's hard to be great on third down when you're in third and 8+ constantly throughout the course of a game.
Yeah, when you get into the weeds of this, yes, turnovers are key, and you mentioned this earlier. when the turnovers happen are essential. And then third downs, you just can't get in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and long, because there's just so many defensively, there's so many things we can do to you to get you off guard. And if we're going to come up and make tackles. So again, when you're getting down the weeds of this thing, I thought the game plan was good. They didn't have the ball enough to really execute all those things you want to do to set up maybe a big play at some point. And then, like I said, the turnovers killed you. And defensively, need to be able to stop them with the run, be able to get the ball back, cause some turnovers so you can win the time possession.
It's hard to just get in a rhythm when you're in 3rd and long a lot.
Yeah, time of possession was a thing. 3rd down efficiency was also an issue for the Raiders. But speaking of efficient, I want to show you guys this amazing play coming at you from who, Marcel?
Just get a 4-5 fullback some love, baby. Little bro Alec Ingold with a huge play.
Come on.
These are young guys that are still playing in this game.
Wait. Speaking of which, hold up. I'm sorry.
Wait. Is this a...
Marcel Reece with the hurdle. I mean, is this something you guys practice? What is going on?
Listen,
it's in the jersey number.
When you are a dog, you put that 4 or 5 on in the silver and black. You just do anything you can do for your team to help them win, man. That's good to see. You know what?
Yeah.
Alec,
were you a little sore after that?
No. This is what I want some more. This is what we do. Give us all the smoke, baby.
Are you going to text Alec after the game and say, hey, bud, good job?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
You executed it.
Good Marcel Reece impersonation.
Oh, my
All right,
goodness.
plenty more Raiders game day when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Allegiant Air, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Modelo, setting the cold standard for authentic Mexican beer since 1925. By Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. By Twitch, the official live streaming platform of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Back here with you on game day. Let's talk next week's opponent, okay, guys? The undefeated Buffalo Bills are coming in town, and unfortunately, they are bringing Josh Allen with them. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see that Rams game. 29 unanswered points today, but guess what? An 11-play late in the 4th quarter, Josh Allen engineers, finds his tight end, and wins the game-winning touchdown courtesy of Tyler Kroft. Come on.
He's special right now. I mean, he's a dual threat quarterback outside the pocket. He can make absolutely any throw. He has a really outstanding slot receiver in Cole Beasley. Then the big time receiver, Stephon Diggs, is there also. So again, the Raiders have their hands full. They need to throw this New England game out the window, start preparing for Josh Allen, Cole Beasley, Stephon Diggs, because they can make it happen.
Again, I'm going to let you guys talk Bills. I'm going to talk Raiders. Play sound, fundamental football, defense, tackle, offense, run the football, stay ahead of the sticks, and that gives you a chance to win the game. Protect the football, and we are good to go.
Ooh.
Another AFC opponent.
Confident. You know, Buffalo Bills are undefeated, and so is Marcel when it comes to our game picks. You are 3-0. Let's talk Monday night picks. The Ravens at home playing the Chiefs. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Ravens.
Hey.
I know they have been 0-2 against Patty Mahomes, but guess what? This game is at home. Lamar Jackson's been turnover free, and they're pulling off a dub against the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Ravens, and the Raiders stay in first place in the AFC West.
That's right.
Woo!
There it is right there. Ravens.
Let's do
Ravens. It's a sweep. Thank you guys so
And
much
they
for
changed your
watching
score. You
Raiders
lost.
Game
You're not
Day.
undefeated.
I'm Erin
You're
Coscarelli.
not undefeated.
Marcel
You're
Reece.
not undefeated.
Eric Allen in the house. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching.